Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below so you don't miss another video from me. So if you guys are wanting your hair to be as long as mine, as shiny, soft, beautiful, and healthy, go ahead and keep watching this video. So the first tip to growing out your hair or getting it healthy, strong, beautiful, shiny, whatever you want for your hair, first of all, you need to figure out your schedule. What I mean by this is figure out your washing schedule. So for me personally, I have oily hair, so my washing schedule is every Sunday and Wednesday of the week. I wash my hair twice a week just because my hair is very oily, and I could not possibly go with washing my hair once a week because it would just get too oily and too gross looking. So 2 days works for me, so you need to figure out what days works for you or how many days works for your hair. So I know a couple people that wash their hair every other day and it works great for them and their hair is looking beautiful, and I know some people that wash their hair twice a week or wash their hair once a week and their hair is dry, so their hair is building up the oils slower than my hair does. And the reason you need to find a schedule is because people tend to wash their hair every day, and what that is doing is stripping your hair of all of those natural oils that your hair needs to grow and become strong and healthy. So you need to make sure you're not washing your hair every single day, and if you are, be sure to fix your hair and get a schedule for it. So the first couple weeks, they are gonna be very hard because your hair is gonna be looking very gross and oily, but I tend to just put it in a bun when that happens, or a braid. That works too. Now, the second tip in growing your hair and getting it healthy and strong is at least doing a hair mask once a week. So, the hair mask that I do once a week for my hair is I either do just coconut oil, or I do coconut oil mixed with olive oil. Yes, you're wondering, does olive oil really help my hair? Does coconut oil really help my hair? Yes, it does. So as you can tell, my hair is pretty shiny, pretty strong, and like crazy soft. Coconut oil does the trick for me. It helps with split ends, breakage, frizzy hair, and it helps your hair get super shiny and soft. I would recommend doing this on one of your washing days. I do my hair mask every Sunday because I just put it in like midday and then I wash my hair at night. So I leave it in like a bun or a braid, and then I wash it out with shampoo, and I don't put conditioner in because the coconut oil acts as a conditioner. And I tend to focus my hair mask more on like the middle to end of my hair, just because my hair, like I said, my scalp gets very oily, so I don't like to put the hair mask up in my scalp because my scalp isn't dry. But if your scalp is dry, make sure to put it up there too. Hair masks really do change your hair. It helps just treat your hair, condition your hair, and make it brand spanking new. So I would highly recommend that if you're having breakage, split ends, or anything like that. You will definitely feel and see a difference in a couple weeks once you're using those hair masks. Also, if your hair is very dry, I would recommend mixing mayonnaise in that mask as well. Mayonnaise, I know it's disgusting, but it helps your hair so much. It helps hydrate your hair like crazy. Let me tell you, it's amazing. So I would highly recommend that if you have a lot of breakage, frizz, and dryness. So my next tip is limit your heat use. So a lot of people I know straighten, blow dry, curl their hair every single day. And what that is doing is it's breaking your hair off, first of all. It is leaving you with split ends. It is damaging your hair, and it's not letting your hair grow and be natural and strong. So what I actually do is I blow dry my hair on cold temperature every time I wash my hair, so it gets smooth and doesn't have like crinkles in it. And I also use a heat protectant. Every single time I use heat on my hair, I make sure I'm using a heat protectant because that heat protectant is going to protect your hair. So you want to make sure to use a heat protectant because that is going to help your hair tremendously. Do not use heat on your hair every single day. What I do is I use my blow dryer, like I said, twice a week, and that's it. And if I want to curl my hair, I do it like maybe once a month, maybe twice a month if I have a lot of things going on. And I make sure I'm using a heat protectant. Once you start limiting the heat on your hair, you're gonna see a tremendous difference. Now, if you curl your hair every day and you're used to curling your hair every single day, maybe try doing heatless curling styles like I used to do when I was little. I used to love doing heatless curls, which I would just wrap paper towels in my hair and then I would have bouncy curls the next day once I slept on them. That is a great idea if you're used to curling your hair and you want to use less heat. If you limit your use in heat and your hair is still breaking, I would limit it way more, or just stop heat for like a month or two and see how your hair is doing, and then try to do it like once every couple weeks or so, like that, just so your hair is getting the break it needs. So the next tip that I have is limit your trims. A lot of people think to grow their hair, you have to get your hair trimmed like every month, every couple weeks, every couple months, 3 times a year. No. Okay, if you are used to trimming your hair and you get your hair trimmed like all the time, cut that out. Because the most you should trim your hair is twice a year, every 6 months. That is what I do. I trim my hair like every 6 months. Just when I see split ends or split ends occurring, I just trim like a ½ inch off. That is what I recommend you doing, because once you start doing those trims like every 3 months, it just builds up, and it becomes a routine. So you're just gonna keep cutting your hair off and it's not gonna grow how you want it. So I would recommend you cutting your split ends off every 6 months, because you are getting the split ends off so where your hair won't break, but you're not trimming it so much to where your hair can't grow. So I would recommend doing that, or maybe even doing once a year. Just see how your hair does, and please don't listen to those hairdressers that say you need to trim your hair every 3 months, because they are completely wrong. They just want your moolah because they just want to do your hair. So please listen to me and make sure you're letting your hair grow. The next tip I have is to wash out your conditioner with cold water. This has helped me tremendously. I don't know where I learned this from. I'm guessing I learned it from one of my YouTubers on YouTube that I watch, because I always used to wash my hair out with hot water, and then my hair would get frizzy and then it'd get like all crunchy feeling. And what the cold water does is it closes up your pores and it helps that frizz go down, and it helps your hair look shiny, smooth, soft, and healthier. So I would highly recommend washing your hair with shampoo and doing your hot water, but then when you put that conditioner in, washing it out with cold water. I know it's very uncomfortable. Trust me, I had to get used to it, but it helps your hair tremendously in getting stronger, healthier, and looking very fresh and beautiful. My next tip is cut out them hair ties and use more scrunchies. So what I'm talking about is, you know these little hair ties that are literally on my wrist at the moment? This hair tie is bad for you. Whenever I put up my hair, I usually use this. And whenever I take it down, it usually rips out like 3 or 4 hairs. But whenever I use a scrunchie, it usually keeps my hair healthy looking, because it doesn't rip out any of my hairs. This usually rips out your hair and damages your hair, and the scrunchie does not. So whenever you pull back your hair, try to grab the scrunchie more than the hair tie, because it is going to damage your hair eventually and it'll make it very unhealthy. So it's even hard for me not to use them, but I really have been trying to use scrunchies more, and my hair has been looking very healthy and brand new. So I would highly recommend you doing that. Now my next tip is to get a soft pillowcase. All of the pillowcases that we sleep on, we usually don't notice them, but if you usually get the ones that are like cotton, they're usually harder and rougher, and they usually tend to rip out your hair when you're sleeping on them. But if you get the silky, softer ones, they usually tend to keep your hair intact, and it doesn't have that rough feeling, so it won't attach to your hair and rip it out. So I would highly recommend you getting something like that. It's just a little tip that helps if you're seeing more breakage in your hair and you want to prevent that. Also, when sleeping, if you're trying to grow your hair, I would highly recommend you sleeping in a braid. Or you could put it in a bun, however you prefer it, but more comfy wise, I would do a braid. But sleeping in a braid just helps your hair from breaking, ripping out, and it just keeps your hair intact and it keeps it healthy. My last tip here, I know it's so sad we're getting to the end, but the last tip here is to use a comb, a wide tooth comb, and not a brush. So when your hair is wet and you brush through your hair or you comb through your hair, however you do it, if you use a brush, your hair is very, very sensitive when it is wet. So your hair is probably gonna pull out more if you're using a brush than a comb when it's wet. So a comb, it just fragilely combs through your hair, but a brush is ripping out that hair. So I would highly recommend using a comb just because the brush would tend to rip out your hair more than a comb would, especially when your hair is wet and sensitive. I would highly recommend using a comb. Now sadly, we are to the end of this video. I know, it's so sad, but let me know if my audio for some reason cut off, but let me know if you guys enjoyed in the comments down below, and I will see you guys next week. Bye. Love you. Let's go ahead and roll these bloopers. Weeks. The next tip I have, my hair. Oh, no. That's not it. So, this